Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia. I'm 47 years old, and this is one of the most unbelievable stories I've ever experienced. Even now, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but I can't stop replaying the events in my mind.
The vaccine is made from aborted babies. A woman yelled at me for parking my car with a handicap tag in a non-handicap spot. She seemed convinced that I was only allowed to park in handicap-designated spaces. Informed people don't make better decisions than uninformed people. That's a myth. And no, he wasn't joking. Maybe the thing about injecting bleach into your system to kill the coronavirus. I didn't know Hitler was Australian. If you didn't understand that, I'd be happy to share the full story if you're interested. I don't eat cows, I eat beef. Gay people choose to be that way. Yup, they wake up and think, well, life's going great. Let's make it harder by being mistreated for no reason. If evolution is true, then how did a human man evolve perfectly to match a human woman? As if humans evolved separately and then conveniently met one day. It's FAA law that there can only be one Christian pilot per plane. That way, when the rapture comes, the other guy can land the sinners left on the plane safely. This happened in college. Not a religious college. She said this like we were the ignorant ones. Teenagers are too young to really have anxiety, depression, or PTSD. In my high school's sex ed class, we had an assignment where we had to label all the parts of the male genitalia. This one girl, speaking with a nasty attitude, declared, "Men don't have bladders." My roommate once told me we were in South America. We live in Canada. Someone confidently stated that Australia doesn't exist because it doesn't fit on the flat Earth. Yes, they said this while we were in Australia. If pregnancy were really that challenging and such a burden, the human race would have died out a long time ago. Yes, it was a man. Yes, I still know him. If you wash your hands in hot water, you don't need soap. The hot water kills all the germs. A teacher once told me, lots of people have diabetes. You need to get over it. It's not a big deal. Someone told me you could reach Hawaii by boat in 20 minutes because it's right off the coast of California. I think they were looking at one of those maps where Alaska and Hawaii are boxed in the bottom left corner and assumed that's how it really is. Rabbits lay eggs. Being diabetic is something you can do at home. It's an addiction that's not appropriate to do in public. Yes, this was said to me with full confidence. 2 years from now, spam will be solved. Bill Gates, 2004. Being bipolar is a choice. Sure it is, sweetheart. Needless to say, I don't speak to them anymore. If evolution was real, why are there still monkeys? Worst first and last date ever. During a high school history class, we were discussing Freud. The teacher asked if anyone knew what penis envy was. One student, completely straight-faced and overly confident, replied, "It's when one man is jealous of another man's penis size." Comedy gold. A coworker once told me that any animal could reproduce with any other animal. She believed DNA didn't matter and all sperm was the same. Her reasoning? She saw a litter of deformed, diseased puppies and decided they must be half rat. Once, I was tending to a patient who had been bitten by a dog. His leg was so torn up that he couldn't walk. After I finished bandaging him, he said, "It's fine, I can walk." He stood up, promptly fell, and landed face first on the floor. The Earth is flat. I've been officially diagnosed with ADHD. A friend once accused me of lying about it, simply because I didn't bring any fidget toys to school. A friend confidently told me that all cancer is entirely a man-made condition. This bacon is so undercooked I can still hear it mooing. Just to clarify, the bacon was already pre-cooked. After a horrible date, I waited a few hours to calm down before letting the guy know it wasn't going to work between us. 2 days later, he texted me, saying he had a deep, difficult talk with himself the day after the date and had decided, in short, that we weren't a good match to date right now. He seemed certain it was his idea. I decided to let him believe that and was just glad I'd never have to deal with him again. Pigeons are overweight because they're pregnant. An adult once told me the sun is not a star. I thought the turtle would eat algae. My koi used to eat algae. This baby turtle was kept in a tiny glass bowl with no algae, no UV light, and was only fed shrimp, essentially the reptile equivalent of surviving on dessert. I got it a proper aquarium setup with UV light, a basking area, a water heater, and actual turtle pellets. This person otherwise comes across as intelligent and runs his own businesses. Somehow, the differences between fish and reptiles completely escaped him. I've been told I'm stupid for checking product reviews before making purchases. After I moved into a new apartment, my roommate told me that women who are raped while drunk deserve it. Cuba is located in Asia. While driving past a parking structure being demolished, I saw the crew spraying water on the building to control the dust. My mom, bless her, insisted they were doing it to weaken the concrete. I'm not sure this counts, but once my little brother walked up to me holding our purring cat and awkwardly asked, "Is the cat dead?" My grandmother, who was a farmer's wife, believed rain clouds in the distance were pulling water out of the ground. My mom explained that wasn't how it worked, but I doubt she believed her. Women are to blame for the loneliness epidemic among men. Listen, guys, find a hobby, get a dog, or make a friend. Women are not responsible for your entertainment, relationships, or social life. One of my favorites was an anti-vaxxer who ranted about how harmful vaccines are, listing the weird and toxic chemicals in them and explaining what they supposedly do to the body. Then she lit up a cigarette. The US has never been a racist country. Also, completely ignoring the fact that the Civil War was fought over slavery is unbelievably dumb. Healthy women don't have periods. I work with a sexist coworker who claimed male lions do all the hunting, because he couldn't stand the idea of females being better at anything. The vaccine can't survive for more than 24 hours outside a refrigerator, and our bodies aren't refrigerators. So it can't last more than 24 hours in the body. It took me a solid 10 seconds to process and recover from the stupidity of this claim. Wind turbines cause cancer. Climate change isn't real because it's cold outside. The Earth is flat and only 6,000 years old. You shouldn't speak Spanish unless you're Mexican. A customer who got angry at me for speaking Spanish to another customer. American healthcare has its flaws, but it's still the best in the world. This came from a clueless redneck talking to me, a nurse working in an American ICU, as he racked up tens of thousands of dollars in medical debt. If we're heading south, why are we going uphill? The center of the galaxy and the Earth are aligned. We're definitely in the end times. I replied, 2 points are always aligned. That's literally what a line is. By the way, he was very religious. In the middle of a rant about Bill Gates creating COVID to microchip us, someone added, he tested it in Africa. There were no diseases in Africa until Bill Gates went there and started spreading them.